Welcome back, dear grade 8 students, and here is the first training exercise about drawing circles and then studying or specifying the relative positions between circles. So after the quick revision we did in the previous videos, here we go with the first training exercise. O prime is given. It's a segment that's given of measurement 9 centimeters, so we have to construct it even if there isn't the word construct or draw O prime, because we cannot solve all of the question unless we draw O prime. Construct a circle C of center O and radius 3 centimeters. Then we have to draw a circle C prime that's equal to circle C. Equal to circle C means they have the same radius, they have equal radius, but of center O prime. On O prime, the segment O prime, we have to mark a point A such that OA is 7 centimeters, and then we have to draw a circle called C double prime, whose center is A and radius is 4 centimeters, and finally we have to specify the relative positions between these circles in pair, means 2 by 2. So to draw the segment O prime, first of all I need to use the ruler. So we use the ruler, and I prefer to draw with a pencil, so please don't use pens when you draw, please use pencils. So I'm going to choose that color, and I'm going to choose that thickness. So I start drawing 9 centimeters segment. So that's a segment whose measurement is 9 centimeters. Now I'm going to mark the points. Let me call them O prime as written here. So I have to mark the points. So here is O and here is O prime. So again, here are the two required points, O and O prime. And that segment measures 9 centimeters. Then I have to construct a circle whose center is O and whose radius is 3. So I'm going to use the compass, because to construct a circle we usually use a compass. So I need to open the compass till 3 centimeters, as you see here. So I need to open the compass till 3 centimeters. So as you see, here is our compass. Let's change the color into red. Let's make the first circle red. Okay, now we put the compass on the center O. We put the needle at the center O, and then we draw the first circle that's called C of center O and radius 3. So I'm going to use the pen again. This is the circle C of center O and radius equals to 3 centimeters. Now in part 2 I need to draw a circle C prime that's equal to the circle C but of center O prime. So I will draw another circle that's equal to that red one but of center O prime. So I keep the same opening for the compass because they are equal circles, so they have equal radii. I take the green color. No. Okay, so I need to draw a circle that's of center O prime and radius also 3 because it's equal to the circle C of center O and radius 3. Now on that O prime, mark a point A such that OA equals 7. So again I'm going to use the ruler. So I hold the ruler till O prime, and I have to mark here at 7. You see 7? I have to mark a point A such that OA equals 7. So let me choose the blue color, and I'm going to mark a point A such that here is A, from O to A is 7 centimeters. And finally, we have to draw a circle C double prime. So that's the circle C prime, whose center is O prime. That's the circle C whose center is O, and then I'm going to draw a circle C double prime. There are two primes of center A and radius 4 centimeters. So I need to open the compass till 4 centimeters. So that's the compass. I opened it till 5 centimeters. Let me use the blue color. And here we go. We'll put the needle at A and then draw our circle. Okay, so that's our circle. Now, as you see, the red circle and the blue circle are externally tangent. There is a point of tangency here. The red circle and the green circle are externally disjoint. Let me name it. It's called C double prime. The blue one is named. We have to name it. And here is the point of tangency. So we call this point the point of tangency. Okay? So C and C prime are external. Sorry, C and C prime are externally disjoint. C and C double prime are externally tangent, while C double prime and C prime are intersecting, and here are the intersection points, or the points of intersection. So this one and this one are the points of intersection. Now let's move to GeoGebra to see a better figure. So I will move to GeoGebra here, and here we go with the segment OO prime. Okay, that's the circle C of center O and radius 3, as you see. Then here is the circle C prime of center O prime and radius 3 as well. Here is the circle, here is A, that is 7 centimeters apart from O, and the circle C double prime, the blue one, of center A and radius 1, 2, 3, 4 as required here. Now we have to talk about the relative positions between these circles in pair. So let's talk about the relative positions and justify our answers. According to C and C prime, so that's what we mean by in pair. We have to study the relative positions between them 2 by 2. According to C and C prime, C and C prime, let's hide C double prime, are externally disjoint circles. It's clear that there is a space in between them, and the distance from O to O prime is 9. It's given, or we can count it, but it's given. It's 9, and that 9 is greater than the sum of the radii. The first radius is 3, as well as the second radius. The sum of the radii is 6, and there is a space that's 3 also in the middle. So we can directly notice that these two circles are externally disjoint, and that's the justification that we have to write every time we say that, or we specify the relative positions between circles. We have to say that OO prime is greater than the sum of the radii. That's according to these two externally disjoint circles. Now, if I'm going to talk about C and C double prime, so if I'm going to talk about C and C double prime, as I told you, they are externally tangent circles, and that's the point of tangency. So that's the point of tangency between them, and they are externally tangent circles. Directly we can write the justification as follows: that the distance from O to A is, count it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And that 7 is exactly equal to the sum of the radii, because one of the radii is 3, which is R, and the other is 4, which is R double prime, and the sum of these two radii is equal to 7. So here we can write 3 and we can write 4 in place of r plus r double prime, or we can write the rule and that OA, the distance between the centers, is equal to the sum, exactly equal to the sum of the radii. That's according to these two externally disjoint circles. Now let's talk about, we still have to talk about C double prime and C prime. What about C double prime and C prime? You notice that they are intersecting. So that's the first point of intersection, and that's the second point of intersection. These are two intersecting circles, and if we have to notice the distance between the radii, we can notice that AO prime is 2. We can count it. 1, 2. And that 2, if I subtract the bigger radius, which is r double prime, from here to here, which is 4, minus the smaller one, which is 3. So 4 minus 3 is 1, and 4 plus 3 is 7. So if I add the radii, the answer is 7, and if I subtract the radii, the answer is 1. And we notice that the distance between the centers is exactly bounded because it is 2, then it's exactly bounded. 2 is bounded between 1 and 7, and this is according to intersecting circles. So hope you enjoyed this training exercise, and we will meet inshallah in another training exercise.